Okay, hey, something I just learned and I just want to share with any of the novice detailers that are out there. I don't do this stuff for a profession. I do this as a do-it-yourselfer. Just clean my own vehicles, that's it. I've been using the product on the right, the Instant Detailer. I don't know, a couple of iterations now, 2 or 3 bottles, and all from Mother's. And I've also purchased this, the spray wax from Mother's, and this is the first time I've used this. Okay, initially, my goal was to move off of the Mother's products and then jump on to the Wolfgang products. But after using the product on the left, the spray wax, I realized that even though they're completely different products, you know, in my opinion, again, this is as a novice, that the spray wax is a much better product to use for what I'm trying to do. And that's, if you will, extend my protection on my wax, especially out in the wintertime here in South Korea. We've had a pretty rough December. I've been here for, I think, 3 or 4 Decembers up to this point, and I haven't seen anything as bad as this month up to this point. And with the Instant Detailer, it just seemed like that product would last maybe a couple of days, and more importantly, I didn't notice the protection that I thought I would get. I thought this was more like, you know, maybe I guess I thought it was a liquid wax, but I accidentally bought this spray wax. I didn't actually look at the label, and I got it, and I was actually like, oh man, I was supposed to buy the Instant Detailer. But I tried this today. I actually used both of these today on the same vehicle, and I'll tell you, I can tell a difference just from the application, that the spray wax is, at least for me, it's what I'm actually looking for. When I apply the Instant Detailer, it just goes on. It applies rough. You buff it off, and I don't get any extra feeling like I'm applying a wax or something like that. But when I apply the spray wax, it actually feels like I'm applying wax and taking wax off, and I get that feeling that there's extra protection being added to the vehicle. So, okay, and finally, the reason why I'm really going to switch over to the spray wax is because, at least on the front, it claims to do some of the things that the Instant Detailer does. You know, cleans and protects, whereas the Instant Detailer is just more of a defect removal, if you will. If I left a fingerprint on the car, if I couldn't get, you know, traditional wax off, I probably could be better served to use this. So for me, again, like I said before, protection is what I'm going for. So I may keep this for that simple reason of defect removal, but I definitely won't be using this in between waxes anymore. I'll be using the spray wax in between waxes, and just depending on the other brands that I come across in time, this is what I'll stick with for right now. Now, this is another brand I have from Meguiar's. I'm probably going to put these two together, the Mother's against the Meguiar's. Just from looking at the advertisements here, this is more of what I'm looking for, more what I thought a quick detailer should do, and that's bead water, at least, you know, some sort of protection and beautification, I guess, all in one product that wasn't a wax. So I'll put these two together at one point, maybe do half of a panel and see what it's like. We're supposed to get snow in the next 2 or 3 days, so I'm actually I'll probably do the trunk, split the trunk right down the middle using these 2 products and see what happens. And split this part in between the last part. One of the other benefits, I think, is they both apply in the same method in the same amount of time. So why not use the wax, you know, if it goes on in the same fashion as the Instant Detailer? So for me, that just kind of further strengthens my case for jumping over to the spray wax. All right, so here's the test. In the center right here, the spray wax, I have already applied this to basically the whole car, with the exception of the lower rear panel on both sides and the trunk. So on the right rear panel, or the right lower panel, and the right portion of the trunk, I am going to apply the Meguiar's Ultimate Quick Detailer across the trunk and the lower panel. And then on the left side, I'm going to apply the Showtime Instant Detailer on the left side of the trunk and the left lower panel. and I'll come back the next time it snows and or rains, and I'll show you what happens. Alright, so it snowed, and it's actually cooling off, so now you're looking at the residue. Remember the left side and the right side doesn't look too much different, and then the rest of the caulk. So it looks the same, you know, at least 2 or 3 days after. It's been about 3 days since I applied it. It's Wednesday now. I expect it to snow, just like I said. So this is what it looks like, I guess. At least from what I'm seeing right now, I can't really tell the difference.